it was one article that I wanted to talk about, but man, I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do. So I'm gonna go in another direction. But I think this one's gonna be very helpful. I think it's gonna still provide just as equal value uh, as well. And this one, and I'm gonna make, and we're gonna talk about it and break down a practical. This is something that you can practically do. All right, so I'm about to do a quick screen share so you'll know where I got it from, where you can get it from. This is from getting ready to do a screen share. Give me a second here. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right. Can you see my screen?
I can see it.
Self-made millionaire shares 3 steps to stop overspending and save more. This is a CNBC Make It article. So let you see the picture. Ramit Sethi, one of the financial gurus, if you will, but has some pretty good practical tips. I like him. He's pretty cool. All right, so let me stop sharing. I'm back, and now I'm gonna read from my phone the article. Go back. Multitasking this technology. Hold on. All right, bet. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get to the article. So it was talking about 2 scenarios, a couple financial scenarios. So Elizabeth is 36 and John is 38. They are in a tight financial position. They got married 13 years ago, were dirt poor at the time. However, they haven't made any progress towards a better financial situation. Technically, they said that they've made it. We're making way more money than we made when we first got married, but we haven't. We're still in the same place that we were 13 years ago, but worse, actually, because we're so much in debt. The couple has around 152,000 in debt between their mortgage, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and medical debt. It's not the worst debt situation, but Elizabeth and John earn just under 89,000 a year combined, which is slightly above the average total, the median total household income, which I think is like around 70-ish. So it's a smidge, a little bit higher than that, but they're kind of right where the average, the I think it's the median speaks to. So I mean, your traditional middle class or working class, making it difficult. So it's making it difficult to keep up with their debt payments on top of normal living expenses, inflation, and they got a daughter. So you know that daycare be daycaring, right? You already know, bro. Their fixed costs, including debt payments, groceries, gas, and other necessities, are equal to, is if not higher than their monthly income. The month before the podcast, so they were on a podcast, just for context. And so it's just talking about what they spent prior to them coming on the podcast. So they spent about $350 on clothes and $920 on groceries. While clothes and groceries may not be necessity, while clothes and groceries may be necessities, the couple admits a lot of their spending is impulsive.
That's per month?
What?
Oh, the 350 and 950, that's per month?
I think the groceries is, it was just saying that's what they spent before they went on the podcast.
Okay.
Recording where Ramit did the breakdown of their finances and all that. And so in terms of reoccurring, not sure if that's reoccurring, but it does sound like their groceries is reoccurring. And so it's going on to say they'll go to Walmart or Target for a few things they need and leave with a cart full of things. Okay, so that's what's happening. So they freestyling basically. Sethi emphasized that there are underlying emotional issues leading to the spending problem, and encouraged Elizabeth to work with a therapist. As for their shopping habits, he laid out 3 tips anyone can use to start getting their spending under control. Okay. I'm gonna go tip by tip because this is good. This is pretty good. And when I saw this, I'm like, I kind of, I agree with it for the most part. So 1, get aligned. how many times have you maybe heard couples or a person, they're just not on the same page? And that's okay. You come from different backgrounds, upbringings. It's one person may be financially responsible, the other one is just kind of freestyling, or both of y'all just might not be financially responsible, or you just kind of a check to check type of person. And it's just because you just don't know how to budget. Still, you still got to get to the information and figure it out. So it's still no excuse. But okay, you still got to, but you still got to learn the skill needed of money management and learn it together. So get aligned. And so that's step one. Basically, just calling out like y'all not aligned. Like y'all out here freestyling and splurging, and y'all really can't afford it. Y'all got debt. Y'all don't have a budget. Like when y'all go to the grocery store, y'all not like on the same page. You just going like, oh, that look good. Let me get that. Oh, let me get them lobsters. Let me get that.
Yeah.
And you blowing your budget. Two, use automation to stay the course. Uh, that's pretty self-explanatory, automation. So it's like, so when I hear automation, I hear when the money flow in, you need to automatically have it set up to pay yourself, whatever percentage that is, and you need to have your reoccurrings, your reoccurring operating expenses, your bills, whatever you want to label it, that are being set up through auto payment, so you don't mess up your credit. If you're into building your credit, like you don't want to mess up your credit with late payments. But I do know it's a poor mindset of like, well, I don't want to set up auto pay because they might take out too much, or if you're just like living on the edge financially all the time, you don't feel comfortable that the money's gonna be in it. You think you're gonna go into the negative, which you are because you don't have a budget. So I've been on it. I understood. Like I was like that at a time of my life. I'm like, I'm gonna just manually send in the payment, or I'm gonna go manually pay it. But man, this was whew. God had to be like around like college days when I was in high school, but I understand the thinking, but we definitely have to graduate from the thinking. Have you ever had that experience where you didn't want to set up auto pay because you didn't know if it was gonna be there?
Man, for sure. Like it's funny because I view it as like it's like graduating almost. Like you think you're doing money management, but you're not. You're really doing bill management.
Mm. What you mean? Break it down. Break it down. Keep going.
So I think for me, and then my partner helped me out with this because she been on that money management, but I was like, man, you tripping. The bills is paid. Like for me, that was just number one priority. Is all my bills taken care of, my housing. I didn't have a car at the time, but just for a car note, groceries, is everything that needs to be taken care of. Okay, cool. Then I'm straight. The rest of this money, that's just icing on the cake. I can do what I want with it. I ain't gonna blow it all at once, but okay, I'm gonna have fun this weekend. I got money for next weekend. I wasn't thinking long term, like, no, you don't need to just be managing bills because you're gonna get
Mm.
stuck in that cycle for the rest of your life. There's always gonna be a bill for you to manage. And you're gonna
Always.
always find new bills. And you think you're super duper responsible because you got 20, 30 bills that's taken care of that's never past due. But you don't forgot the biggest bill or the biggest responsibility, which is building up your wealth. Like
Mm.
that's gonna always come behind the bills if you're just doing bill management.
And right. And so yes. And so where the automation come in at is again arranged in a way where you pay yourself first before you pay the company. Because you are an asset to the company that you're paying. So you're
Yeah.
their asset. So at least be your own asset and advocate for building wealth to your point of like some come in, heck, even if you're not even able to do percentages yet, $50, $100, better than nothing.
So
Like, because to your point, you're just in a cycle of paying bills, and then if anything is left over, then I'll throw some in savings. No, no, no. You need to pay yourself first, then pay everybody else. Pay yourself first. And of course, like if you are if you are into tithing and that sort of thing, and or tithing and or charity, you know, that too. Because I remember one time we was talking about paying yourself first, the uh, a wealth principle, and somebody chimed in and said, "What about God?" I'm like, it got to be somebody broke. Somebody got to just be broke to say that. And I'm not. I don't want to give out too much because then people will kind of be able to narrow it down on,
That's
you know,
funny.
someone connected to it. Let me say it that way. I'm like, it got to be somebody broke saying that's like, come on, man. Like, you just it went straight over your head. Why? Because you ain't paying yourself first. You feel me? Like, you are in that bill management cycle, and then you praying and hoping God take care of it and take care of the wealth part of it. Like, oh, you're gonna be wealthy in heaven, but you ain't gonna be wealthy here on earth. You're gonna be broke as hell on earth, setting up GoFundMe's because you was praying when you could have been doing the work of investing in yourself, paying yourself first. And even when you look in the Bible, here I go again, it tells you to store something away because you don't know what is going to come, and things are going to come, and so you want to have something stored away for the lean times, if the lean times come, because it's going to help you get past the lean times. And so I'm paraphrasing there, but it's in there. You can look it up. It's in there.
Right.
3, unsubscribe. You may be able to bring down your monthly cost by unsubscribing from unused streaming services, memberships, or other commitments. So, and he's breaking it down, basically telling them, hey, you might have a lot of money going out, like money going out of the door that you can actually recapture, because companies are really smart, like because they want to keep that revenue going and that bill flowing, and so to make it easy for you, you can set up auto payment, like. But these are just maybe like ancillary things that just are kind of optional for you. But because what happens is you sign up for it, you use it for a month or two, then you stop using it, and you done stay signed up to this thing for the next 2 years. And because it was like $5 or $8 or $12, and it's like you are getting sliced and diced by little mini payments that may come up to like $200, and you ain't even, and also you probably not even looking at your bank account closely on like a week to week basis or month to month basis of like, look, what were all the transactions? So you're getting killed by death by 1,000 cuts of small mini payments. Netflix, uh, Netflix, app, iTunes, Spotify, uh, whatever
The gym.
other stuff, and so you become addicted to the payment, and then you become someone else's source of income, and you ain't even using the service no more. That's wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I experienced that with I
And
won't say a
I fell
name.
victim to that too. So like I'm not like excluding myself. And so it's so funny. Like every quarter, me and Boo, we do like I'd say, hey, I need you to help me out, do an audit on what's going out. Just to make sure we're actually using the things that we are subscribed to. Like, just pull the credit card, just look at it, and then also look at the bank account, and just look at all the different reoccurring charges that's coming, and making sure the things that are reoccurring, we're using it. And if we not, let's get rid of it and kill and cut that fat out. Now we are using it, then cool. Cut you off. Go for it.
No, I think I ain't gonna say the name of the gym. Uh, we'll call them World Health. We'll call them World Health. But man, I'm in a whole. I just remember they make it so difficult for you to cancel. They're like, oh, you have to come in person. I'm in my semester abroad. I'm in a whole other country. I'm in Spain. I'm like, what do you mean I can't cancel it? So it's like they definitely rely. Like I know gyms are big on that. They definitely rely on. Okay, we got 100 machines, but we got 4,000 members, but we know 98% of them are gonna stop showing up after the first month. But they're gonna be too ashamed to come cancel it because it feels like they quitting. But bro, go ahead and quit if you know you. I ain't gonna say quit, but maybe that gym just isn't for you. We go figure out something else, but stop paying them for them 6 months because it makes you feel better, but it makes them feel better too. I feel like that. And you gotta do something else.
Yeah. Hey, that's revenue they didn't have to work for. Like you the one signed up. It's on us to, it's on us as individuals to go and cancel it if we're not using it. Get rid of it. Like, oh well, I don't want to get like screw being loyal to a brand. Like, if you ain't using it, cancel it. Like, get rid of it. Even something as simple as like, oh, I don't want to switch because I've been with them for so long. They not
You
your
just
family.
triggering me.
Like, they not your family. Like, cut it. And if it's something cheap, if now, granted, like we talking like a few dollars, then it's like just the friction, like it. But if it's like significant savings, man, go like ain't no loyalty to these brands. Be only person you should be your loyal to your family, your friends, the people, your connections, like, but not a brand, not a company.
Yeah, man, that just triggered me. Oh, that I don't want to switch because as a salesman, you hear that every single day, and you like, bro, what is you so loyal to XYZ company for? Like they really mistreating you, but it don't be the fact they loyal. They just don't want to go through all the hassle. I'm
Yeah.
like, I could cut your bill in half and hold your hand while doing the transition, but they're too busy.
It's not important at the moment because the
Yeah.
person has to have a desire to want to make the change. You might need to change, but like if you don't want to, then you don't need won't. But like if you may need to, but if you don't want to and you don't have the desire, then you don't ain't nothing moving. But yeah, so okay, yeah, but yeah, man, that's a crazy article. So just to recap, three things. One, number one, get a line, get on the same page. This couple. Two, use automation to stay the course. Three, man, unsubscribe for them with them little add-on services that you're not using. Get rid of it. Get
Uber
that money
Eats
back.
Plus.
Yeah,
Get off
get that
that.
money back in your budget, and for the time being, especially if you're in debt and got other stuff going on. Like those are absolute luxuries. Stop it, cut it, like unsubscribe.